Welcome back. Today marks Chapter 1, A Secret History of Brands. The dark and twisted beginnings of the brand names we know and love by Matt McNabb. Chapter 1, Coca-Cola, the drug-addled drink. To many, Coca-Cola is a delicious drink, as American as apple pie. The true origins of this popular soda pop, however, can be a bit murky. Coke is the number one best selling soft drink in the world, and it has a modern day image that projects unity and love to all the world's citizens. It's certainly an interesting thought that without the divisive American Civil War, the world wouldn't have Coca Cola today, and that its creator wasn't fighting for Abraham Lincoln and the victorious North, but rather for the Confederate South, the side of the conflict that was advocating for the continuation of slavery. There is a long standing urban legend that insists Coca Cola earned its name from the cocaine content in the original soft drink. Coca Cola publicly disavows any suggestion that their drink ever contained cocaine. In fact, the history that they tell on their official website glazes right over that part of their past without so much as a mention of the controversial topic. The question then begs, did Coca Cola actually contain cocaine? Or is this just a persistent fallacy? What does American alcohol prohibition have to do with the origins of Coca Cola? Let's explore the long and peculiar history of an American icon. The life of John Smith Pemberton. Coca-Cola was created by a man named John Pemberton. John Smith Pemberton was born on 8 July 1831 in Knoxville, Georgia. John and his parents, James and Martha, lived in the city of Rome, Georgia, for the majority of his young life. There is little known about his childhood, but we do know that the Pemberton was ambitious as a young man and had a distinct knack towards pharmacology. Pemberton studied medicine with a focus on pharmacology at the Reform Medical College of Georgia in Macon. There he became licensed as a steam doctor in the alternative medicine system known as Thomsonian medicine at the age of 19. Samuel Thomson invented the Thomsonian system after his wife nearly died when she underwent treatment with conventional medicine. This experience led him to be wary of proper doctors and caused him to use his knowledge of botany to develop a system of herbal remedies that he believed to be superior to the poison that was then modern medicine. A steam doctor relied heavily on herbal treatments and the heat from steam baths to cure patients. It wouldn't be as a steam doctor that Pemberton would make his mark, however, and after 12 years of practice, he enlisted in the Army of the Confederacy in 1861 and went to war for the values of the South. The American Civil War raged for 4 bloody years and led to the deaths of nearly 1 million Americans. The war pivoted on those in the North attempting to block the South from expanding their slavery practices into the western territories of the United States. The South relied upon slave labor to keep their economy stable at the time and didn't take kindly to the idea of being restricted in their growth. The Confederate government was formed and the southern part of the country attempted to secede from the Union, desiring to govern itself from that point on. The secession of the South from the Union would eventually be quelled by the North, but not before John Pemberton a lieutenant colonel in the Army of the Confederacy, was injured severely in the Battle of Columbus. Pemberton received a deep gash across his chest from a saber in the battle, a wound that would leave him with considerable pain. The standard painkiller for the era was morphine, and that is just what Pemberton got. Pemberton also got what so many others of the era also received: a severe and crippling addiction to morphine. Pemberton fancied himself a man of medicine and vowed to create a miracle drink, one that could rid him and others of their dependency on morphine. The opioid is so powerful that a user can get addicted after only a few doses. It was this chain of events that would lead to the eventual inception of the delicious cola beverage that we all enjoy today. Pemberton's French wine, Coca. The year was 1886, and the world was rapidly changing amid the Industrial Revolution. In the same year that the giant copper Statue of Liberty was officially dedicated on Liberty Island in New York Harbor, and Sir Arthur Conan Doyle wrote the very first Sherlock Holmes mystery. The world's first cola would be invented by an industrious pharmacist from Georgia. John Doc Pemberton was determined to master the art of invention. He had several failed attempts to produce various hair dyes, pills, and elixirs. Success continued to elude him, but he kept forging ahead. During that era, post Civil War, rebuilding was sweeping across the region, and the idea of a New South was gaining popularity. It was a time when the people of the South were trying to move past the mistakes of the past and cash in on the industrial and economic boom that was happening in the North. Doc was hoping to get in on the new age of progression. It was at his drugstore in Columbus, Georgia, Pemberton's Eagle Drug and Chemical House, that he would forge his first success in 1885 with Pemberton's French Coca wine. Cocaine was the wonder drug of the 19th century. It wasn't uncommon to find products laced with it, as its effects were widely believed to be extremely beneficial. Sigmund Freud was one of the more infamous characters to publicly endorse cocaine therapy as a viable option for patients. Freud considered cocaine to be a fantastic cure for many ailments of the body and mind. Though he would eventually come under fire for his endorsement of the drug when the public backlash against cocaine came about. Freud would never disavow his previous opinions. Pemberton was inspired by the already popular drink Vidal Mariani, created by an Angelo Mariani. Mariani, a chemist from Corsica, invented the drink in 1863. It included a mixture of red wine and a rather generous helping of cocaine. Needless to say, the beverage was wildly popular. This was during an era when cocaine was completely legal in Europe and was thought to provide a healthy energy boost. The added benefit of Vin Mariani was that when cocaine and alcohol mix in the human body, a third compound is created called coca-ethylene. The effects create a far more euphoric effect than either cocaine or alcohol can provide alone.